Good morning! I'm going to film my new iPhone 13 Pro. Hopefully I'm looking in the correct spot that I need to look at. I guess I won't know until I look back at the video footage, but I thought I would try this rather than my normal Canon. Today's video, definitely gonna be rambly because I am reflecting on the past year, not just 2021, but the past year since my melanoma skin cancer diagnosis, and talking about all the things I've learned and have also changed in my life. If we're meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Melanoma Mom. My friends and family call me Shawn. Welcome to my channel. I received news that I had melanoma skin cancer January 21st of 2021, which was also my mother-in-law's birthday. My dermatologist called me directly, proceeded to tell me that I had skin cancer, and not just skin cancer, but the worst possible skin cancer, and that they couldn't tell me anymore. Like, how deep was it? What does all the language mean? Basically put me into a state of terror. If you want to see that video, I'm laughing. It's not funny. I just laugh at when I get uncomfortable. So that's gonna happen a lot in this video. If you want to see that story of my diagnosis, I'll leave it. It's always linked down below in every single one of my videos, as well as my surgery. So since that diagnosis, I had my melanoma skin cancer removed in February of 2021. Okay, I'm gonna show you what my scar looks like now. Here's what my scar looks like now. It's this one right here. My melanoma was a tiny little spot right here that was much, much darker. And I wish I had a picture, but it was always out of view on my arm. But it was much, much darker than these spots right here. It almost was black, but it wasn't very big. It was a little bit smaller than like the end of a pencil eraser. Now these are new since then. These are pre-cancerous spots right here. So that was a big change in February of 2021. Another thing that has changed since my diagnosis is putting on sunscreen every day has become a habit rather than a chore, an annoyance, an inconvenience. It has become a habit. And even 3 months after my diagnosis, never would have imagined that I would actually enjoy putting sunscreen on now, that there was such a wide variety of sunscreens available. Like, I wasn't limited to the typical beach sunscreens that you see, at your local pharmacies, that there was a wide variety available and I had options. So I've really been enjoying this past year discovering what I want in a sunscreen with consultation from my dermatologist and my oncologist, because they had a say in the type of sunscreens I pick out. They say that it must have some sort of a mineral sunscreen component. I actually have found sunscreens I enjoy putting on throughout my day, not just in the morning. It quickly became obvious to me how I ended up with skin cancer, the kind that is caused by the sun. Now, melanoma, I have since learned there are different types of melanoma. Not all of them are caused by exposure to the sun. So I can only speak to my type of melanoma skin cancer, which was caused by overexposure to the sun. When I first received that diagnosis, I was confused. I didn't understand. I was like, I wear sunscreen. I put sunscreen on every time I go to the beach. I put sunscreen on at the pool. I put it on my face every day, but I wasn't putting it on my arms. I wasn't putting it on the rest of my body every day. I wasn't putting it on when I was in the car. And I had many accounts of sunburns throughout my life, even one huge second degree sunburn on my shins on a rafting trip, going down a river for 3 hours, where I got second degree burns. All of that I didn't understand, and now I understand. And I can prevent future ones as best as I can, right? Nothing is a guarantee, but I now can say, if I get skin cancer again, I can say I have literally been doing everything possible that I can do. Okay, I have had 5 pre-cancerous spots removed. You saw the 2 additional ones on this arm. I have 1 over here. I have 1 on my side. I have 1 on my stomach. And then I had 1 non-cancerous spot removed, which was on the back of my leg. It was looking darker. I've since realized, wearing so much sunscreen and UPF clothing, I was a pale skin tone even when I was getting sun. And since in this past year, I have become the whitest hellest version of myself possible, which is making the other moles and freckles on my body look darker to me. Okay, so over the past year, I've also had full body skin checks every 3 months. I did a whole video on that. I'll link it below if you want to see that one. I also saw my oncologist who did my surgery. He's a melanoma specialist. I saw him every 3 months. Now, he did give me good news at my last appointment, I think that was in November, that I only have to see him every 6 months. So that's good news. I have also learned that my scars tend to keloid. So a lot of people, when they get the scars, the doctor, the dermatologist will say, these will fade to white over time and you will barely notice them. Mine are going to stay red. Lovely. I'm trying out a new scar balm. I guess that's what you can call it. Currently, I've been trying it out for a month and a half, 2 months now. So I have a video on that coming. I did do another video post-surgery of some things that I got to flatten my scar and to stop the itch. There's some great scar products out there. I've also in this past year learned that melanoma can go anywhere on your body, not just the places that were overexposed to the sun. Anytime now that I see a different kind of doctor, specifically I ask, please look for melanoma. I have a history of melanoma. So when I go to the dentist, they normally check you for cancer in your mouth, you know, when they take the Kleenex and they look all around your tongue and your gums and stuff. When I go to the eye doctor, I go to the eye doctor once a year. Have since first grade. There's a simple way that they can look in your eyes to see if they see any weird melanoma spots. Same with my OBGYN. Melanoma can appear even down there, ladies. Melanoma can appear down there in a place that the sun never sees. Oh, and my family doctor. When I go to my family doctor and I have my yearly physical, I mention melanoma to that doctor as well. So all my doctors are on the same page and working together to help me spot signs. But I have since learned that I am my biggest advocate. Even when I go to my dermatologist, like he never would have taken this spot off had I not noticed that it was getting darker. It did not look abnormal to him. Anytime I am questioning a spot on my body, I frequently take pictures with my phone and type the date on it and then re-look at those pictures to see if I noticed any changes. So I started this YouTube channel in May of 2021 to find a community of people who are not only sunscreen enthusiasts, but who also have a history of skin cancer or specifically melanoma skin cancers. Because I have found people in my real life and only one person wanted to have conversations with me about it. Other people with melanoma were older that I found and were just like, oh, melanoma skin cancer is normal. Just kind of brushed it off like, oh, I've had that before. And not really affirming how serious it can be and all of the emotions. So to find you all, oh my goodness, you all are a blessing. Those of you who have had and who are currently struggling with melanoma skin cancer, you inspire me. Those of you who have had it longer and continue to stay vigilant, you inspire me. Those of you who are way ahead of the game in understanding sunscreen ingredients, I am learning from you. I am learning so much. I appreciate your encouragement and your support and the comments and the emails. It is so helpful for me to know that I am not alone. And I hope that my channel is that way for you all as well. I've seen you talking with each other, not just with me, but with each other in the comment section. I know there are other YouTubers like Brittany who talk about their melanoma in their videos, but this channel is strictly dedicated to education on skin cancer and building that community. And I'm not sure that that exists anywhere else on YouTube. I know it exists on Facebook, but I want it to be here. I want to be a resource and a support for you all. And I want to learn from you all, just as you are learning from me, although I don't know how much you're learning from me because I feel I'm just a newbie. You know, I'm only in this journey for a year now, and many of you are in this journey for years and years. But I specifically hope that those of you who are newly diagnosed find comfort in this channel. Other things that have changed. I no longer wear tank tops and shorts outside, and I'm mad about both. There are a lot of things that I miss, and I miss wearing shorts outside and I miss wearing tank tops. Now I know some people who have had skin cancer are like, I still wear tank tops and shorts, what's wrong with that? But it is my comfort level. I am not comfortable wearing shorts and just relying on my sunscreen, because getting in and out of cars, I know the sunscreen rubs off on the seat. I've seen it. I've seen the evidence on my seat, and it breaks down over time. And that's just a lot of surface area to put sunscreen on. And tank tops. Man, I loved wearing tank tops. Oh, this one hurts worse than the shorts. I have always thought that my shoulders and my clavicle area were some of my best features. So to only be able to do that indoors makes me sad. I no longer go outside or in my car without a sun protective jacket or long sleeves. And I live in South Carolina, on the coast of South Carolina, and it gets hot and humid here. And thankfully I have found some UPF clothing that I enjoy wearing. It doesn't bother me. I don't feel any hotter in it than if I, was just wearing a tank top. So I've gotten used to it. Do I like it? No. I'd rather just throw on a t-shirt and go out, put some sunscreen on, go outside. But I'm not there yet. Maybe in the future I will get there where I trust the sunscreen I'm wearing completely 100%, but I'm not there yet, and that's okay. Wherever you are in this journey, you do you. Take your time. It's your body, right? It's my body. I do whatever comfort level I am comfortable with. Hope that makes sense. I know you guys get me. I wear hats if I'm going outside for an extended period of time. So I don't put a hat on like if I'm going from my house to my car, or down to check the mail, or from the car into the store. But I do wear hats if I'm going walking outside, if I'm going hiking, if I'm gonna be any period outside, longer amount of time outside, I put a hat on. Occasionally I will, like if I park at like the very end of Walmart and I have to walk a really long ways and it's between 10 and 2, the hottest UV times, I'll throw a hat on. I hate hats. I still hate hats. I hated hats all my life, and in the past year, I still hate hats. I've gotten used to wearing hats. I have grown an appreciation for the sun protection that they provide. I am discovering what hats I like and the variety of sun protection hats out there, but I still don't like the way I look in them. I do appreciate that they do keep me cooler, but I just still don't, I'm not there yet with liking my appearance in a hat. So another thing that's changed is I put sunscreen on my daughter. She is now 4, every single morning before she goes to school, before we go to church, before we leave the house. And again, I reapply it on her every time she's gonna be outside. And she wears a hat. Playground, outside. The only time she doesn't wear a hat and she's outside is when she's at preschool, because it's just too much for teachers to keep up with hats and keeping a hat on her head. So I do use sun protection, chemical sun protection, or the mineral powder in her hair. I don't like it. It makes her hair greasy or overly dry. You got those two options. But while I am able and am responsible for her skin, she's gonna have sunscreen on. Now my son, he's 14, and I was hoping that he would put sunscreen on. He's too old for me to put sunscreen on him, and saying, hey, you need to wear sunscreen before we go do stuff doesn't really hold water with him. He'll just be like, okay, I don't care if I leave the house or not. So I can't say, hey, we're not gonna go to the beach unless you're wearing sunscreen. He'll just be like, that's fine. I don't really wanna go to the beach anyways. I just wanna play video games. So I'm dealing with that now. So I've had conversations with him about wearing sunscreen. He says he puts it on every morning. I know he's lying to me, even though I provide him with sunscreen. I don't know what to do about that. If you have any advice, let me know. My husband, he is wearing more sunscreen. I see him apply it. I think he's also discovering that there are different kinds of sunscreen, not just the insanely greasy kind. And he is wearing more hats, but it's different. You think you're gonna be safe from skin cancer until you have it. At least that's how I was. I must have come into contact with people who had skin cancer before, and I just didn't. I just thought it would never happen to me. Does that make sense? Boy, this video is going long. Okay, so I now have empathy for those who have had skin cancer or who are newly diagnosed. In the past year, I've personally known 2 additional people who newly diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer. Scary, right? That's all I have for you. I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.